Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I'm Chris, joined by my brothers, Adam
Hello.
and Eric.
Hello.
And we are back in the room once more to give our take on video games. And just like Count Dooku and Revenge of the Sith, I've been looking forward to this because we are going to be giving our predictions and our thoughts on the nominees for this year's Game Awards, which we also did last year. And I've got ever since the nominees came out, I was like, I'm really excited to actually talk about this topic. But we didn't want to do it last week because Adam was away being a big nerd at Comic-Con. So after the intro, Adam's going to fill us in a bit about his ventures at Comic-Con. We're going to catch up a little bit, and then we're going to go through the Game Awards. We probably won't go through absolutely every single category because while we do game a lot, there'll be certain categories where we don't know an awful lot about, and we don't want to just like throw guesses in the wind either. But most of them will have something to say about, whether it's that we played them, we heard a lot about them, maybe we've streamed them, maybe we've heard from other people. We'll just have general thoughts about them. So as we go down, we'll be giving our personal pick for what we would pick if it was up to us, what we think most people will have picked, and what we think the critics will actually pick. Because that's exactly what we did for last year's. It was a bunch of fun. We're going to do it for this one as well. There could be a category where one of us has more to say about others. Some might have absolutely no comment on a certain category. So you'll have to bear with us as we go. But we'd also love to hear from you as we go. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please do jump down in the comments to give your own thoughts on what you think will win or what you want to win in the Game Awards this year. And as always, if you enjoyed it, please do give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click that notification bell for future content. If you listen to us on audio platforms, you can also touch base with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take to give your take on the Game Awards nominees this year. But without further ado, let's talk about gaming.
You say that there might be a few categories that we wouldn't have anything to talk about. I see that I raise you a bunch of more categories that I probably wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Sure, and we'll see as we go.
Yeah, because I'm pretty surprised by the list nearly,
and
we'll see as we go through it. But like, I was not surprised at what's been chosen, but I'm surprised by how much I missed this year.
I get you. Yeah. And just like how much is actually here. And even, I suppose, before we get into the Game Awards, then, Adam, obviously, we wouldn't have done this without you. You weren't here last week, so myself and Eric took the opportunity to talk about Kana. Go check that out, guys, if you haven't already.
Yeah, I haven't.
Because we knew it was a game. Yeah, you don't want to spoil it on yourself. You haven't played that, right? And we did get into like spoilers and that. And it was a great chat. But Adam, you were actually away at a Comic-Con. You want to tell us a bit about that?
Comic-Con Wales. Yeah, as the first, I think it was the first Comic-Con, at least in the UK, in like 2 years or something like that.
Wow.
But there was, oh man, there was so many guests. It was actually unnecessary, the amount of guests that were there.
Was it like making up for the 2 years in a way? Was it like
maybe? I think they were being, the typical businesses when they come back after being in hiatus for a while, and they just kind of threw everything at it. It was chaotic. I have to say, it was pretty chaotic. I felt sorry for some of the guests because they seemed a bit kind of like confused about what to do, and the setup wasn't great, and they were kind of it was clear that they were kind of making it up as they went along.
Right.
Example.
Okay.
Sean Astin was there. Samwise the Brave. I had
I'm so jealous.
my autograph booked for him on the Saturday, right? And I said Group B. That's what I said, right? So I go up to one of the, I suppose, stewards. I don't know what you would call them, but the guys working there, and I'm like, showing them my ticket that's booked, saying that it's Group B. What time is Group B, or where's Group B? And they were like, honestly, I don't know. There's too many people here. Come back in an hour. It's like, okay, and then I come back in an hour, and it's the same thing over and over again. I was told to go about 5 times in that one day, even though I had that booking.
Oh my god!
And I didn't get to see him then till the following day. when I was told.
But that's lucky that
3
you were.
times that to. But I had that booked. I had that ticket booked. But there was absolutely zero organization.
But if you weren't going to be there for that second day, which like many people only go for the one day,
yeah, I would have missed out completely.
you would have missed out the whole opportunity. So it's
just
that's
odd
nuts.
that they didn't like prioritize those who booked their tickets or anything like that. It was so bizarre, and it's like,
or even just to kind of radio go, here I have someone with this ticket, what do I do? Because not everyone's gonna be filled in on every little thing that's going on. So to at least even just, there's nothing wrong with asking your superiors what the fuck
don't
is going
pretend
on.
you know what to do.
Yeah.
They were
he wasn't.
They were handing out raffle tickets basically, and they're saying,
okay.
come back in the next hour, show that raffle ticket. Anyone between this number and that number gets to go in, right? To queue in. And it just didn't work. It fell apart. It completely fell apart.
Well, what was Sean Astin like?
When I went up to him, he's like at this point just storming through autographs.
Sure, he's met so many people.
I didn't really get to interact with him, but there was a talk with Billy Boyd, Sean, and John Rhys Davis on the stage.
Oh my god!
Really, really funny guys. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
There's told some stories of like the injuries they experienced on Lord of the Rings, and some of them are things that we never heard of before, and I might actually keep it for next week's episode.
Oh, and that's a little tease, actually. Next week's episode, we're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Ring. This year is actually called the Year of the Ring, and it came out in December. Because of the way we record these things, we won't be able to time it with the exact launch date, but we want to kind of acknowledge the 20 years of Lord of the Rings. So that is going to be next week's episode. What other guests were there, Adam, that were kind of on your radar?
I actually missed Ian McDermott completely. I completely missed him.
My God.
He was only there the Sunday, and I don't know how I didn't prepare for that.
Sure.
So I did miss him. There were just a ton. Like, there's Harry Potter guests. There was guys from Battlestar Galactica. The entire Rogue team from Star Wars that took out the Death Star were there.
Whoa, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Troy Baker was there.
Yeah, good old Troy.
Liam McIntyre, who's Spartacus, but he's also in Gears 5. He was there.
Awesome.
Cool. Red Dead Redemption. So Roger Clark.
Holy shit.
The other, I can't remember the name of the other two guys, but the guy who voiced what's his name, Eric? The guy, he's from the first one and the second one. It's basically his gang that you work with. Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch Vanderlyn. Yeah.
Dutch. So he was there.
That the guy with the big grey beard?
No.
I mean the actor.
I think you're thinking, well, the actor. No, the actor. You're kind of thinking that's not what I imagine for.
Oh,
Dutch.
sure. Okay.
You imagine Dutch for Dutch. The design of Dutch matches the voice brilliantly.
That's what I imagine. Yeah.
The what's it? The dad of the Weasleys from Harry Potter. He was there.
Oh, cool.
There was just so many.
That sounds like an expensive weekend because I would absolutely want
Veronica
to meet most
Taylor,
of those people. Wow.
Was there? Yeah, it was.
Jesus Christ.
The guy who wrote the Crow graphic novel, he was there.
Wow. Holy shit, man.
So many.
That's like deep cut nerd
many.
shit.
I'm like
it's amazing.
I've never seen a con with so many guests, and really the venue just wasn't suited for that.
Under the circumstances.
John Barrowman was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He was he was huge in terms of the Sean and John. They had the largest.
Sean and John. The classics.
They had the largest views for sure.
Yeah, well, he's in so many different shows that he
and he's such a personality himself anyway.
He is, yeah. A lot of people like him. I like him actually. I must say he's pretty cool. I only really know him from.
I didn't get to see his talk. There's a load of talks I would have loved to have seen.
Yeah.
But standing in that queue for Sean just
Sure, right.
Took
So
up
long.
so much of the day, 2 of the days.
Was there cool like merch stalls and shit as well that there normally
Yeah,
is? Or?
there's some good stuff. A lot of it is kind of samey, pop figures. It's always that
Yeah.
shite.
Are we all getting coasters for Christmas? Like
that kind of Well, there's that stuff for it. There's art prints and pins. But there was a cool stall there that had replica weapons. So things like the Buster Sword. You could get the Buster Sword.
Shut the front door. I wouldn't know how to get it on the plane, but I'll try.
I was trying to, because they had Glamdring, and I was like, and it was only 80 quid.
I know. Oh wow! And was it steel?
It was reduced. Oh yeah, proper, just it was reduced from 190 or something like that.
But what was the name of the shop? I wonder, like, if you could contact them.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh,
but when I say steel, it's not like a proper like.
Oh yeah, it's not
sword,
steel,
but it's not like
no,
it's
I
not
get
plastic.
That, but I'm just like anything that looks
well.
like the Buster Sword.
Yeah, but it didn't look bang on like the Buster Sword, but it was pretty close to the maybe the old school games as opposed to the newer ones. But they had a ton of weapons there from video games to movies. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Badass. Let us know, guys, if you've ever been to a Comic-Con. What was the coolest thing you ever saw at a Comic-Con? Who's the coolest guest, or like what was the most jaw-dropping guest you've ever met? We'd love to hear it. But moving on from that, it's time to give our thoughts on the Game Awards. So we're gonna boot up the website here, and we're gonna go down through the categories, and and just give our thoughts on each. And again, there could be a category where we haven't played anything from it, but maybe we've heard praise about a certain game, and we might even be able to say, it's like, I don't know what I would pick, but I have a feeling the critics are going to pick this based on, or I have a feeling the most popular one is, based on what I've heard or what I've seen. And there's some here. I don't know if you guys, I voted already.
Oh, have you?
And this is why we've done this at this time as well. Like, we don't leave it like directly the week before. Leave enough time for people to actually have the discussion around this and to be able to give their own thoughts and to do their own votes. But there's a few of these that surprised me when I went through. Genuinely,
I haven't voted yet because I want to give
me
some of, like, there's a couple that I have. I just haven't gotten around to really playing them, so I just want to give them some time first before I make a decision. But
that's fair. Yeah,
I feel like my decisions are probably not going to actually change.
So what is the first? I've beef with this. Yeah. I don't like the way the website is laid out.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you want to kind of go.
This category should be last, but okay, let's get straight into the meat then.
Okay,
let's get straight into the meat.
Vote now.
Yeah, people might be like, oh, well, I don't need to listen after this then. But you know what? The other categories are just as important in their own right.
Yeah, but we could always just start from the bottom and work our way up.
We'll stick should we do that?
I know, we'll stick with it. We'll stick with it because
some
of the categories are just yeah. So we got game of the year.
It's more like you give up at a certain point.
That's true. Yeah, I guess too.
yeah.
The point where you're just like,
yeah, fuck this. Right. Okay. Game of the year. Adam, give us a reading of what that would be and what's been nominated.
So recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields, and the nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
I actually haven't heard of that Deathloop game. They kept that very much under the radar, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it's an indie title.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
It really took it took everyone by surprise.
Yeah.
Eric, since you spoke up there, do you want to go through your personal pick, what you think people will pick, and ultimately what you think the critics will pick, which might all be the same? I don't know.
Well, as I've only played one of those games, I would give it to Resident Evil Village.
Okay.
I'd reckon the critics will give it to be honest, either Deathloop or Metroid Dread.
How come?
Because Metroid Dread, out of kind of a nostalgia for the fact that they went back to that side scrolling, but it did actually look like a really fluid, great game.
And they did it well. Yeah.
They did it really well. And then Deathloop, I heard really great things about its storytelling, how it tells the story and everything, and the actual performances in the game and the creativity of how to play it. So that's why I kind of think they would kind of go between Deathloop and Metroid Dread. I think Deathloop more. They might lean towards that more.
Mhm.
And then for the people, I think it's between Metroid Dread and Ratchet and Clank out of
Oh,
just pure nostalgia.
out of pure nostalgia.
Pure nostalgia. And again, with Ratchet and Clank, they have that very fluid gameplay style to it, going from world to world and the graphics and everything like that. They kind of was a big PS5 game. I think like after Resident Evil Village, that was kind of the next big PS5 game.
Well, it's the only real.
Deathloop is.
You mean after Returnal more so? Resident Evil Village is cross-platform.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's not necessarily. Which, to be honest, there is something to be said there too, in terms of what people might pick, in terms of what people actually are able to get their hands on and play.
That is very true. Actually, I didn't really think about that.
That's just another.
Because the people's choices, our kind of votes are so minimal to the actual decision.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah. I just mean in terms of the people vote. In terms of what would be the favorite there. But I don't know. I know it doesn't really affect it that much, but
yeah, the actual vendors who are voting, they might be, they have access to all of them. So,
what are your thoughts, Adam?
Kind of tricky here. Like my personal is going to be Resident Evil Village. I've played not all of Ratchet and Clank. I've played a little bit of it, and it's just not. It's okay. I don't really see the appeal of it. It's a beautiful game for sure, but I don't think it's actually that fun to play. Metroid Dread I've played a bit. Really, really good for sure, but I don't think it really comes close to Resi. Psychonauts 2 supposedly got a lot of praise, and so did Deathloop. I can't see It Takes Two winning. I just think it's a little nichey. And it didn't, that didn't really get as much praise as the other games on this list, from what I've heard. So for me, it's Resident Evil Village. For the critics, yeah, I think it could be either Deathloop or Psychonauts 2. From what I've kind of heard and read. What I think other people are going to vote for, I actually think people are going to vote for Resident Evil.
Based on how many people have like played it or watched stream, or
I just think it's more like that's the type of like blockbuster game that I think a lot of gamers are looking for in comparison to some of the others here. The others here are a bit kind of niche, a bit, you've got a platformer. Like Deathloop, yeah, it's a shooter, but it's up against so many other shooters. I just don't see that many people actually.
Yeah, but all the other shooters are broken, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I can't see Ratchet and Clank. Well, I'd be surprised if Ratchet and Clank win this actually. But yeah, I think critics-wise is probably going to be Deathloop or Psychonauts.
Okay, so my personal pick is also Resident Evil Village. I would like to note that's not just because it's like the only game of the 6 that I've like played to completion. Honestly, if someone was to ask me what's my favorite game this year, so that's even outside of this category, it's still Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil Village is my game of the year.
It's a great game,
and I've played quite a few. So I'm glad it's actually in this category at all. To be honest, I'm really happy to see it there. I think most people are going to pick either Ratchet and Clank or Deathloop. And I think that it's not between anything. I think Deathloop is going to win. I think the critics are going to pick Deathloop.
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah.
I think it comes down to, I think Psychonauts 2 and Ratchet and Clank might have also been in that consideration. Only that it's like there's something familiar done really well. That they're like, oh, it's great. This is great. And I expected greatness and it's great. People weren't really sure what to expect of Deathloop.
Yeah.
And it seemed to have blown everyone away. It wasn't for me. I didn't pick it up. I'm not interested in it. But it got 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s across the board. And it's something new. Yeah. So I think it's the one that they're going to be talking about more.
Yeah. The only thing is here, it's I find Resident Evil out of all of these had more of an impact, like even among streamers and cosplayers and it was talked about more. I feel like when Resident Evil came out, there was it was a huge thing. With the rest of these games, not really. Like
Is
Ratchet and
that
Clank
to
a
do
little
with-
bit because
Yeah.
it was the only kind of main exclusive at the time.
Could we be in an echo chamber though, where if you played Deathloop, you know that it's like, oh, everyone was talking about Deathloop. Deathloop was the best thing ever.
Well, no, it's not that no
But
one
we didn't,
was
you know what I
talking
mean?
about it, but I like the memes even with Resident Evil.
I know, and yeah,
like
Lady
it's-
Dimitrescu alone, yeah.
It just blew up, you know.
It could be people's favorite. It really could.
Yeah.
But I don't
But I
see the
think this
critics
is
picking it.
I think this is like some of these I'm a little surprised to see. It's not that there's any other game necessarily. Well, maybe Forza actually. I think Forza probably deserves a spot here. I didn't play much of Forza 5, but it's what I've played.
It's solid.
So good.
I won't lie. I had a sneaky play out of a lot of stuff because I was like, I just want to have a feel for like a lot of the things that are even on this list. When I had the opportunity to do so, man, Forza is fucking gorgeous. But anyway, we'll see. It's gonna come up in another category, isn't it? So,
it's hard
anyway,
for a sports game to get Game of the Year.
Game of the Year, yeah. Particular kinds of games usually get Game of the Year. It's kind of like it's the same thing as like, and they usually are amazing games, but it's the same thing as like you can always see by a certain movie, you're like, oh yeah, that's gonna be in the Oscar conversation.
Yeah,
I nearly know by it.
It'll always have like one example I would use of when you know a film's coming is the trailer for Green Book that was starring Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen. And not only was the film dealing with racism down in the South, it was also dealing with homophobia. And the way the whole trailer was set up was like, well, that's a film going to get the Oscar, isn't it? It's just
I've heard
Oscar. I've seen it. It's really good.
Is it good? Because I actually really want to watch it because the two of them are excellent.
Yeah, Viggo is quite funny in his absent-minded sort of way, like not understanding what he's doing or saying is bad or wrong or anything like that. It's quite funny. But yeah, no, excellent performance. Really good movie. Anyway, okay, let's go.
All right, next category.
I really hope Resi wins that though.
I know. I'd like it as well. I'm rooting for it.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for Resi. Okay, best game direction.
So this is awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Again, we have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Is this going to be like when they were announcing Deathloop and it was at every single thing ever? There was trailers for Deathloop. Are we just going to have Deathloop in every single category?
But that should tell you something about what they think of Deathloop, though, as well.
Yeah, best sports game, Deathloop.
Really, really good ratings. I didn't hear that. I heard It Takes Two was buggy. I didn't hear that many great things about that game. So
I heard very good things about it. I personally don't see it winning this category.
I thinking it's between Deathloop and Returnal based on its game direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough on. I actually haven't seen any of Psychonauts 2 actually, so I'm not actually even sure how that really plays.
No,
I don't know. It Takes Two could win that.
Maybe
in its way of, it's so reliant on two people working together, and the way they experience the game is so different to each other.
I think two of my friends played it, and they were pretty much screaming at each other trying to get them to do things.
I've played it.
Is it good?
It's good. Yeah, it is good. It is good. There's a category that will come up where I'm like, it deserves to win it.
Right.
Okay.
But I don't think this is the one. I don't think it deserves personally. And that's me saying, and I haven't played the other ones in this category. I played the starter Ratchet and Clank. I was very impressed by what I was playing. From what I've heard, though, I have a feeling this will also go to Deathloop or to Psychonauts 2. Because I've heard that the creativity in terms of the maps and in terms of exploring like mental health, but in your physical environment and stuff like that, is supposed to be outstanding in Psychonauts 2. So I think in terms of best game direction, like a director having a vision and then exploring that vision through the gameplay, I think it has a real strong chance.
Yeah.
And Deathloop also, it's all built around that the gameplay and the story are intertwined. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You don't think
which is why I
Returnal
think
gets a shot?
yeah, it could. It could. I just think like the critics themselves as well have to have played these games
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
have a
Yeah.
say.
But I've
And
just heard so many
positives about Returnal.
not only positives, but some of the players in the voting here, the jury, even when Returnal was out, and around that time, saying that that's their personal game of the year. And
Yeah,
now
I've heard that
it's not.
too.
It obviously didn't get game of the year, but this might be. I know it's not the right. Hopefully, they're looking at it like, okay, no, this is just for innovation and game direction. Which, from what I've seen with it, it's gotten more pixels on screen, more assets on screen, but that's more to do with the hardware than it is to do with the
game direction.
So yeah, maybe Psychonauts 2 and Deathloop then. Yeah,
I know Returnal was Maximilian Dude's game of the year for sure. He fucking loved it. Yeah, I tell you what, give a wild guess as to what you think is going to win best game direction here. I don't have a personal pick here.
Game direction design, probably Psychonauts 2.
You think Psychonauts 2?
I haven't seen
Eric?
enough of it, but I'm just thinking about Deathloop, and I'm like, design, yes. Game direction, I don't know. I've not seen anything that different with Deathloop.
I didn't know that Psychonauts 2 was about delving into mental health and all that stuff within the physical realm. I didn't know much about it, but I mean, maybe, sure. But I just thought with Returnal, kind of like Deathloop, the idea that you die and you kind of start again, but the map changes and the enemies change, and then your experience of the story changes with that is a very interesting idea. The gameplay didn't appeal to me. Like the concept appealed to me, but the gameplay didn't. But I'm going to give it to Returnal because why not?
Yeah, no, and I think it's a really good guess given that it's here and it wasn't in the other category, that it might have stood out in this particular category. Do you know?
Yeah.
My guess is going to go to Psychonauts 2 in this category, but we'll see. Okay, next category. Whew.
Best narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Shocker! Oh my god.
Deathloop was in every category, isn't it? For fuck's sake, like.
Do you remember The Last of Us Part 2, which won Game of the Year last year, was also in nearly every category?
That's true, yeah.
I think it tells us something.
Life is Strange, True Colors, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2.
Okay.
Are there any here that surprise you? To see?
I suppose. Yeah, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, but then that's only because I've seen only those gameplay reveal trailer things, and I was like, well, this looks nah. But then I think you did tell me, Chris, that actually story-wise it's supposed to be really, really good.
I'm pretty far into Guardians. I'm nearly finished it, right? I can kind of tell by it. None of the trailers did the game justice. The trailers for the game are awful.
Like
the game is better than the trailers. Now, all the early parts of the game are kind of the stuff we saw in the gameplay reveals and gameplay trailers. So you are like, fuck, it's exactly what I saw. What the fuck?
Right.
But it's actually Guardians of the Galaxy is like a Final Fantasy game. That's what it's actually like. And fighting like those fucking jelly things and everything in the beginning is like in an early Final Fantasy, and you have to go fight a rat.
Okay.
Right. It's like it's your stupid tutorial section. But
Right.
later on, you are fighting the big fuckers, and you're fighting the serious dudes. Later on, you're taking on Shinra, or you're taking on your big airbuster.
So is this more traditional Square Enix as opposed to Eidos?
It certainly feels more traditional Square Enix. So far, my experience with it has been very like Final Fantasy 15. And when I say that, and people are going, like, a lot of people have actually drawn comparisons with 7 Remake. I actually wish that the gameplay was more like 7 Remake.
Right.
But I see what they're saying. But what I mean by it is that it's like the gameplay is fine. It's serviceable. It's not actually what I'm playing it for, though. There's something about the camaraderie, which if you're watching someone else play it, you're going to be like, this is lame or it's kind of annoying. But if you're playing it, you kind of get sucked in. And I actually really like the Guardians in this game in a similar way as I really got attached to those kind of the bromance of the guys in 15. So I'm not surprised it's here, actually.
When I saw this best narrative category, it actually makes me kind of want to jump into some of these other games that I just completely dismissed.
Yeah, I get you.
Because the games, like, I'm more drawn to good narrative games. That's what I'm into. So any of the games I've played this year is based on because I thought the story was good, like Resi 8 and stuff like that. So I'm surprised that's not there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Village isn't here. I think Village has it has plot holes, but I think it has overall a very good narrative experience.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really to be honest, it's one of the better told Resident Evil stories.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm really surprised it's not here. I think it absolutely deserves. Like, in saying that, like what I just said about Guardians of the Galaxy, I still prefer the Resident Evil Village experience. I would have put it here, but anyway, Eric, what do you think on this category from either what you've heard or whatever? Is there any?
I haven't played any of them.
Played any of them?
No.
So,
what have I played?
Are you surprised then as well? Like, I mean, you're really big into narrative-driven games. Like, does this make you interested in playing any of these?
Yeah. Well, the fact that like what Chris said and like what we've seen, the Guardians of the Galaxy game looked like shite.
Yeah,
it did. And then the fact that Chris is sitting. There you go again with your Game Pass.
I wonder if it is. Probably not.
No, that's not on Game Pass, but I think Psychonauts 2 is.
It is. Yeah, it actually is.
That would be worth jumping into, I think.
Okay, I'll give that a go.
But yeah, and then I've never played Life is Strange. So Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris has said it's very good, so I wouldn't mind getting into that, I suppose. Life is Strange, I've never played them, and you both have said that they're very good narrative games. So I suppose I wouldn't mind playing a bit of True Colors. Deathloop, I've seen so much of it, and here it back is again. There should fucking be in my face for every single category.
I'm really intrigued as to how this is from what we've seen from the trailers, this didn't seem like a narrative game.
No, not really. When that's on PlayStation Plus, I'll give that a go.
Really? Considering I think it's on sale at the moment, so...
Yeah, but I've seen it so much. I've seen it so much.
Now, to be fair, though, this is high praise, though. You see it in every category, nearly.
Yes, that's true.
Like, it must be good.
It must be good. Did you like the Dishonored games?
I only really played the demos.
Oh, sorry. I thought you played them. Because I know I've heard other people say as well that they feel that this is like Arcane. Is it Arcane Studios?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah, that's
what
they did this one.
This is like their swan song. Or not their swan song, but this is like the Black Album. They've finally like kind of cracked the formula. You know what I mean? And found the one that's mainstream.
So what do you think is going? Because I can't say here. The only one I've played a little bit of Life is Strange, and I haven't touched the rest. Life is Strange, from where I am at the moment, I can't say it's a brilliant narrative. It's fine. I haven't gotten into it enough. Normally, Life is Strange, it's a bit of a drag before it gets really good. So I don't think it's going to be that.
Okay.
But I just don't know what it could be.
Out of the ones that are here, I would pick Life is Strange.
Okay.
And I think I've cleared it.
Okay.
I have a review on it. Check it out.
Is it good?
It's a non-spoiler review. And I think the critics will also pick Life is Strange.
Oh, fuck me. All right. Okay. I'm going to sit down and get through that game.
Out of what
kills me about it, though?
That's what I think. But again, that's it. Like, I've played most of It Takes Two. I've played all of Life is Strange. I'm nearly finished Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't played Psychonauts 2 or Deathloop, so could be. Yeah. I could be way off. Other people could be like, "You're crazy. It's Psychonauts 2 or whatever." I
sat down to play some Life is Strange, just for the weekend during the week.
Yeah.
And you know what just kills me about that game?
What's that?
The loading.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? Like,
there's no real reason.
I'm playing on PS5
because it's not a huge game.
No reason that this.
No, there's no reason.
Go straight into it.
Wow.
Yeah, if it was in the category for best loading, I wouldn't vote for it.
No, absolutely not.
That's actually one thing. Going a little off topic. When talking about loading, My God, the anniversary edition of Skyrim. Oh, so good with its loading.
Why is that not here?
Yeah, why is that
Yeah,
not there?
it should
Best
win
narrative, Skyrim.
game of the year every year. Remember? Or that's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Was that or
No,
Witcher?
that was The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
Last of Us was game of the year for 100
Yes,
years
for
or something.
200 years.
200 years.
Well, given Adam that you don't think it would be Life is Strange, just based on what you played so far. From what you've heard, though, like, what do you think might win it here?
I'm actually thinking maybe Deathloop. Purely based on a category coming up, which is the performances one. The fact that
I get what you're saying.
The fact that there's, it's in there for it. It's like, okay, there must be more to this. Maybe it's like BioShock level style narrative, where it's not really a lot of cutscenes, just more.
But it's told while you're playing.
And so I think maybe it's gonna go to that.
Okay, and Eric, from anything you've heard, what do you think might win this narrative?
I didn't really hear much about a lot of these, other than Deathloop was very good. But I was actually going to go for Life is Strange, based on, from what I could gather from what I saw, it was going to deal with some good topics of coming of age and acceptance, which is a big thing in the last 2-3 years. Like, obviously it was
never important before.
It's always, it was obviously
2019. Acceptance was in.
But because it deals with it again, like, it's not going to shy away from it, because even though that sort of stuff has been around for many years, what I mean by the last 3 to 5 years is that's when pop culture, that's when entertainment, that's when music and movies and TV shows and video games have really started to put that at the forefront of their narrative storytelling and character designs. So I would think that, as I would feel that a lot more people would be able to get behind the main character or any of the characters. They'd probably be able to, you'd probably be able to relate to those type of people, and not someone who dies over and over again having to assassinate people in one day.
Yeah. Cool.
You
okay.
haven't played the first Life is Strange then.
That is true.
That's what that's about. Let us know, guys. Let us know as we're going along. What do you think is going to win best narrative out of those games?
This is what I was saying when we started. It's like this makes us sound like we've never touched a game before.
I've actually played a lot of games this year.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I've touched briefly one of these games. Like, that's I can't believe that.
To be fair, you've had a busy year. And a lot of your free time has had to go into planning something else, which is more important than any of these games.
I know that, but it's just that, like, I still have played a lot of games. Like, I've played Resi 8, Metroid Dread, Halo Infinite, Forza 5. And obviously none of these are here. Sea of Thieves, I've played a lot of that as well.
Yeah, I suppose they're not going to be in best narrative though.
Well.
But there is a category that's going to come up that I agree there. I do think Resi should be here. Anyway, let's see what's the next category.
Well, let's see. Best art direction.
Hey.
Fucking hell, like, what? For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, The Artful Escape, Deathloop.
Take a shot every time you see Deathloop.
Kena, Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Okay, the annoying thing about this category with its best art direction is that it starts to go into this technical achievement. Well, technical achievement, artistic design, and okay.
Go on, Eric. Give your thoughts. Give your 5 cents on this one.
Well, there's only fucking one of them I've played and cleared. No,
but you've seen some of them. You know what I mean? Like, best art direction.
I'm not one of the few that you can just almost judge from what you've seen.
You can really guess from what you've seen.
I actually haven't heard of An Artful Escape. I don't think so.
I got a story for you.
Cleared it, haven't you?
I cleared The Artful Escape.
Any good?
What's it like?
Man, it's the wackiest game I've ever experienced.
It's a platformer, right?
Yeah. The only game I can compare it to, even though it's also nothing alike him. So when I say this, people might be like, "What?" But the only thing I can compare it to is Journey.
Okay.
Okay. And after that, it's like a musical Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
In that there's just I don't know. All I could say is the guys who made it must have been on drugs.
Is it worth playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nuts. Like it's like 4 hours. It takes about 4 hours to play through.
Okay, all right. Okay.
It's just it's
There you go.
you know what? You don't play it. You experience the Artful Escape.
Okay.
You don't play the Artful Escape. The Artful Escape is not a game. Now, there's more gameplay in Doki Doki Literature Club, but it's not.
That game should be here.
It is wacky, and even the dialogue that's in it. No, I don't know I can't remember who made it. Oh, it's written there actually. Beethoven and what's that?
Dinosaur.
And Dinosaur Annapurna. Perna.
Annapurna.
Are they the guys who made
100% on drugs and they made it? That's all I can say. But if you like bluesy guitar solos as you slide through crazy space environments and highlight the cosmic entities around you, you'll fucking love it.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Okay.
You sold it on to me. You sold it to me when you said it was only 4 hours. I appreciate
I have time
games.
for that.
Yeah, I appreciate games that I can just get through.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm getting like that as well myself.
Yeah, life is busy.
Life is busy. Life is strange. Okay, Eric. Anyway, what do you think is going to win here? What would you pick? I know what you.
You know what I'd pick. I'd obviously pick Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Fair play to them. Did a really good job for first time doing it. The animations are quite good. The technical practical effects are really nice. Not what they're going to go for. Well, maybe they might, because it is first time a company making a game, and to really capture that sort of Pixar Disney joyfulness, dishing out the big word again, juxtaposed against the kind of horrible, kind of rotted corruption of it as well. And as we said before, the voice acting and story, like best narrative, I think we did say before narratives, but at times, but I probably still won't give it to it, but I'm going to give it to it.
So what do you think they will give it to?
The critics are going to give it to.
They're probably going to give it a fucking death loop or some shit. Just say that over and over again. Some loop.
Sure.
No, actually, probably wouldn't give it to that because of artistic design and animation. Probably wouldn't get that. Maybe an Artful Escape or Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2. That's what I'm over.
Psychonauts 2, yeah. Okay. Adam, thoughts?
I'm going to give it to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and I think the critics are also going to give it to Ratchet and Clank.
I actually think this is a difficult category. I think it's one of the only ones where I don't see Deathloop winning it, but the other four, I think, each have a very strong case to win, based on having a very, very artistic style
All
at the forefront of their.
If you were impressed by the animation, Keena, you would be blown away by Ratchet and Clank.
I played the start of Ratchet and Clank. I was blown away by it. Ratchet and Clank is
straight up an animation, like
fucking
a
stunning.
Animation.
You're playing an animated movie,
and there's there's no faults at all. Like with Keena, I can actually the level design is quite flat.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank is like playing an animated CGI movie with haptic feedback and huge Uncharted set pieces. Yeah, it's actually incredible. Yeah, it's just that the childish dialogue, unfortunately, is a little bit
the gameplay's not great.
However, I would give it to Kena, and I think the critics will too.
Wow.
Unless the critics get into some unless they're like the critics who would pick The Lighthouse as the best movie of the year or something, then they're gonna go for the art. Then they're gonna go for the Artful Escape. If you're like a real the art of making a game, you know what I mean? Okay. They're gonna go for the Artful Escape.
You think so?
But I don't think they will, because I think that's a little niche. That's actually, it's very niche. That's so niche.
Well, I suppose
that's so niche that I don't know what category it's in.
Yeah.
Well, it's in art direction category.
Outstanding creative achievement. The Artful Escape, as opposed to just being really artistic and interesting, is it an outstanding creative achievement?
I don't know.
Is
the honest answer. I don't
Keena,
know.
I would say yes.
That's why I think I would give it. I think the critics will choose Kena. I do. I was just saying that if they're of a mind of
right,
but this one made me think differently about the world.
I'm sure it'll get some votes, but there's so many in the jury.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Ratchet and Clank. I think that's going to win it.
Okay. All right. So for us, it's between Ratchet and Kena. So let us know, guys. Let us know.
Best score and music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, or licensed soundtrack. That's kind of fucking shit, isn't it?
Yes. Anyway, go on.
The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm shocked.
Deathloop.
I am not shocked.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and Near Replicant version 1.22474487139. Sorry, actually, that was a mistake. Version 0.1.22474487139. I repeat.
God, because I didn't know what game you were talking about.
What kind of fucking title is that?
I think that's them taking the piss out of how many different versions of Kingdom Hearts there were.
Probably.
I actually do think that is like an in joke about anime games or that kind of or Japanese RPGs. Is anyone else shocked to see Cyberpunk nominated for anything?
No, I mean it's
really.
Well, it's the score and music, so I mean,
the music was fine. That's fine. The music never bugged.
Yeah, that's
I get
that bit worked.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I don't
think you can like just criticize it completely if at least one part of it was good, and it was that particular category.
And was it outstanding, Eric? You played Cyberpunk. You actually really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed. Oh yeah, when that music kicked in during the combat, I was like, "Fucking yeah, man!" I'm like fucking John Wick right now, shooting up these bitches.
Okay.
And then, I mean, they do make some original music for it, original songs for it that makes people tear up somehow. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe they all have a degree in understanding music. Well, I don't. But yeah, no, the music is pretty good in it.
And would you choose it then?
I don't. For me now, come on. Where's Resident Evil 8 like? Just on that fucking Hans Zimmer drums at the very end when you're Chris going down to the village.
I know, I love that piece of music.
Yeah, it's great.
One of my favorite bits of gaming this year, but it's not here. Neither is Kena, Eric.
Son of a bitch. What the fuck is that?
One of our favorite things about that game.
Yeah.
In terms
fucking arseholes.
Does the Artful Escape you mentioned the blues stuff, like so.
The Artful Escape is all about music.
Right. Okay. So it's good.
But as you go through the map, you play guitar solos like the whole way through the game.
Okay.
And at some points the music is classical. Sometimes there's disco. Sometimes there's jazz. Sometimes there's blues. Folk. There's folk music in it. It has a really strong chance at the critics of winning for this particular category.
I don't agree with the licensed soundtrack as being part of this.
No, because I actually think majority of people who vote on this, I know that their vote is in the end quite a small vote, but just in terms of like what way people vote, I think most people are going to choose Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy
because of the music.
Yeah, in a similar way to like if GTA Vice City was on a list like this, that you pick it because you're like, oh, the songs on the radio though are unreal because you just love those songs. You know, like you've got the 80s classic hits in that game. The actual score itself, some people say it's good. I don't think it's that good, actually. Okay. Like the 80s hits are great, but I don't think it's fair, if I'm being honest.
Do you think? I just don't know.
I think because Near Replicant those games are renowned for their beautiful soundtrack.
All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The people love those games for the soundtrack. It's supposed to have really gorgeous music in it.
Okay.
So yeah, would be between Near Replicant and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy for the people. I don't know what the critics choose. The critics might choose an Artful Escape or Near Replicant. Cyberpunk is not going to get chosen by anyone because, like your reaction, Chris, everyone's going to look at that and go, "But that was a broken game." I don't remember hearing music because I was too distracted by glitches. Even
Yeah.
though the music is
I
there.
don't think the general population will pick that. The critics
No.
might.
I don't know.
Jeff Keighley might be like, pick that, will you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think maybe like just from what you said, the Artful Escape has good shot, good chance.
Yeah, I think it does with the critics.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
From just like a critic standpoint, like a real like critical, like this is what the game is about.
Yeah.
I personally would have picked Kana. I know it's not here, but that's my personal pick for best score this year. But it's not here. So
I don't have a favorite because I wasn't really wowed by anything. Metroid Dread's not too bad actually, but it's more not that the score is good, but the music does a really good job of like building up tension. Like in that game, you know the way the robots chase you. Fucking hell! My heart races when that music comes on. Because you can't see them, you don't like, and they're just searching for you. But when they find you, you have to just leg it because they'll kill you one hit.
The thing about this year with both like this category and a lot of the categories that are coming up, unlike last year, it's kind of not so obvious, is it? And like all bets are off. Like it's more of a gamble to pick one because you're really not only because maybe you haven't played one, but you're like, so like there was no doubt in our minds last year Final Fantasy VII Remake in this category was the winner. Or best game of the year just based on how well it had gone down. Like there was no doubt in our minds Last of Us Part 2 was going to win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just this year it's like, yeah, there's plenty of games here that are good, but what is the outstanding one in each category? It's like it's actually hard. Like it's more subjective in a way this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
It was nearly more objective last year in terms of these were the best in their respective categories. So, but yeah, so that's interesting. Like everyone could be surprised on the
all
day of the
I'm just getting
awards.
from this is I have a lot of catching up to do.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next category?
Best audio design. Now we're talking. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design.
Take a shot.
Deathloop. Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal. This is tricky. These now I haven't played Deathloop, but I've seen streams of Returnal. But the sound design across these are phenomenal.
I'd say across
Really
the board.
good.
This is probably one of the more difficult categories to choose in.
Like the sound design in Forza, really, really great. It like you just, you can feel it, like the environment around you, really, really good. Ratchet and Clank, the noise of you just walking on things along with haptics, amazing. Resident Evil Village, tense as fuck. The audio design in Resident Evil Village is terrifying, but really, really good.
Yeah, and I remember saying though, do you remember? Like I was like, if anyone has the chance to play this, even if you don't want to play the whole thing this way, you gotta try it with headphones.
With 3D audio,
you gotta.
Just the bit when at the beginning, going through the forest and you're hearing all the twigs breaking.
So tense,
really,
it's
really
terrifying.
Good. Returnal is based on that. Like things are flying everywhere, so you have to kind of figure out the direction in which things are coming from. Like you have to use your audio as well as your vision to try and avoid projectiles. I don't know much on Deathloop side of things. I haven't really watched it, but yeah, it's
obviously good at everything.
It seems to be.
That's why it's game of the year, lads. It's definitely winning game of the year. It's in every fucking category. Like
I would give it to Resident Evil Village just because it's the only one. Like with the other games that I just mentioned, the sound design is really good, but it's like if you pay attention, like if you're looking for it, you're gonna go, oh, that sounds really good. With Resi Village, the sound is part of the experience. It sets the stage.
Yeah.
So I'd give it to Village.
Eric?
I mean, it's the only one I've really played, so I'd have to give it to the Village.
Yep.
Because even the absence of sound is part of in-game audio and sound design. You know what I mean? Which can add to the eeriness of the game. So
good point. I would give it to Village. And for me personally, I think the critics will too. I think they'd be mad not to,
Yeah, I
even
think
though the
I'll
other
give it
ones
to
are
Village.
great.
Unless the guns sound brilliant in Deathloop.
Yeah, but the guns sounded really good in Village too, and
Yeah,
so
they
did the
did.
creatures, and so did everything. The environment did. Village was the other game where the audio blew me away after The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Like it was like that, where I was like, the audio really stands out. The sound of the creatures, like everything.
Yeah.
It's just outstanding audio. It deserves it, I think. So yeah. Yep.
Should go to Village, and if it doesn't,
Basically, a Village is in every category. That's the one.
that's what we're getting. That should be there instead of Deathloop.
Which
Best
is interesting
performance
for this one. Mm-hmm.
awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. It was Erica Mori as Alex Chen, so that's Life is Strange. Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Costello from Far Cry 6. Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn, Deathloop. Maggie Robertson as Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil Village. And Oziyama Akaga as Juliana Blake, Deathloop. I probably butchered that name, but that's 2 from Deathloop then.
Which is interesting because
That's
last
why I
year the
think
only
about
other
the
game to
narrative.
have 2 was The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
One of them won.
I have to
Yeah.
say, from what I've seen from Deathloop, I think that was one of the things that we probably brought up, was that the voices sounded really good. The performances sounded good. in it.
Yeah.
And obviously they are, considering they're here. I think Erica Mori as Alex Chen is just, I fell in love with that character like the moment that game opened. I think she's really, really good. Giancarlo, I can't see him doing a bad performance.
No, he's great in everything.
But I think it has to go to Maggie. It has to go to Maggie Robertson. Because
yeah.
she...
Is this for you personally, or is this the critics, or what do you think?
I think both. Yeah, me and the critics. She... Imagine what that character... Like, I know the character's a good design and like... But I think she really brought that character to a whole nother level. She made that character bigger than she was supposed to be. Not physically.
She was already pretty fucking big.
In the context of the marketing.
She did, but so did the rest of the world.
That's true.
By having a very weird...
They took her, like,
weird
the internet
reaction
took
to
that
her.
character by storm. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
Very weird. It's very
Eric, what do you
weird.
think?
The way the cosplayers kind of treat her as well is very weird.
It's just like, I've just seen so much of it in terms of even her doing the cons and the interviews and stuff like that. She really did just completely bring that character. Like, she's nothing like that character.
No, she's not. Of course not. No. Thank God.
Well, I would hope Giancarlo is nothing like Anton Costello.
Yeah,
no,
'cause he's
but
supposed to be.
when you, even if they didn't make that model look like him, you would know it's him.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds nothing like Lady Dimitrescu. Nothing like her. Because Lady Dimitrescu has a British accent, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
She's a very
No,
strong-
they all have like American accents for some reason. She has like a very posh American accent.
I wouldn't
Doesn't
call
she?
that American.
I don't know. She has an accent.
She
They
has
had-
an
they-
accent, yeah.
They have the accents they're not supposed to have in that game. That was actually one of my
true,
faults with Resident Evil.
So technically, you don't
the
think
only-
she did a good performance, Eric?
Well, technically, I think none of the villains did one, because in all the Resident Evil games, they always had the villains always had the accent of their region, because that's where they're from. And it's the first one where they don't do that. It's the first one where they give all of them American accents for no reason at all.
Okay.
It's very weird.
So
but
everybody,
in
what's your
saying
thoughts on
that,
this
her
category?
performance is very good. I would reckon, like you said, Chris, but last year when they put Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey in there, 2 fantastic people, to be honest. Met them personally. They're awesome. Me and Ash, we go way back. I would say it's probably going to go to either Jason Kelly or Ozioma Akaga. I don't know who I would choose. I probably have to choose Maggie Robson as the only one I've fucking ever seen performance.
Right.
But I think the critics will choose one of those two.
Yeah, it's thrown me off seeing the two of them, but honestly, my breakdown goes like this. I think the people will choose Maggie Robertson out of pure just some of it is, and yeah, she did a great job, but some of it is just the meme built around her. Like it just turned into its own thing. I would pick Erica Mori. I think she deserves it.
Okay.
I think the critics might pick Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't know if it would be the right choice, but it could be based on just who he is.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
Does Erica's, because I just think she.
Oh, she's excellent.
Does she get better then as the game goes on?
She is excellent in the game.
Because Alex is just such a cool character.
I prefer her to say, is it Chloe from
the
First Life is Strange? Like I prefer Alex Chen. No, she's great all throughout. Her performance is excellent, and like the facial animations in that game,
aren't they
even given its art style, they're great.
Really good for something that's so simple.
Yeah, no, they're really, really strong, which is great given that it's a game all about emotions. It's actually very impressive. But I would pick her. I am surprised given some of the categories where Cyberpunk is selected here, Eric, and maybe you might feel this way. I've heard other people say this too, that Keanu Reeves hasn't been considered because people said that his performance as Johnny Silverhand is one of the standout things about that game.
Chris, I put Keanu Reeves into every category, even if it never even involved him. Best sports, Keanu Reeves, yeah, totally.
But does that are you surprised given that Cyberpunk could have been a nomination here? Like, is Keanu Reeves good enough to be here, or beyond the meme of Keanu Reeves? Like, I mean, like as Johnny Silverhand, like was he excellent or?
Yes, he was he was the best thing about the game. He was, honestly. Okay. His pure nihilism in the game is hilarious and also kind of creepy at times. And there was kind of like difficult decisions, but then also Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves, he's not exactly the best actor in the world. So his performance is good, but also I'm sure if you had
more that he's written well as opposed to performed well.
Yeah, it's much like Neo is written well, or his concept.
Fuck you, he's amazing as Neo.
He's really good at John Wick, so
he's very good at John Wick. But like, there are other actors that are better than him. He's just such an outstandingly awesome guy. So I'm not really that, and because it's 2020 and that didn't come out 2021. I kind of forgot that game was even going to be in this.
Yeah, because it's the end year, you see.
Yeah. It's same as like Halo Infinite will be in next year's conversation because of when it comes out this year.
Yeah. So like, because I forgot that that would be involved in this, I think I forgot it. I think probably a lot of these people forgot. I think that's why it's only in like best sound, because they're like, oh yeah.
No, it comes up again.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, you wait and see.
Best frame rate.
I mean. Well, no, again, I would love for Keanu Reeves to be there. I would choose him straight away. But no, I'm not that surprised he's not there.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see who wins this. And it's not like I don't think if any of these win it, I don't think the others are getting snubbed, because I think
I think anyone could take it. That's the thing.
These are pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty solid. I think anyone could take it.
How come Ethan Winters isn't here?
That's okay. No, honestly, if he was there, I would be like, nah, that's fucking bullshit.
Games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Before Your Eyes.
Okay.
Boyfriend Dungeon. Chicory, A Colorful Tale. Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home. I love this category, and what I find kind of annoying here is that I only know one of these games.
I'm not gonna lie, Chicory kind of sounds like a disease.
It kind of does.
It could be.
It looks kind of interesting, though.
You got some chicory. Yeah, it's kind
the reason I like this category is because you learn about games that you never heard of, and
that's what
and you find out that they're cool, though. Yeah, but you go and play them afterwards, right?
Yeah, but it's just so, because like these games, like Journey and like
The Artful Escape and stuff.
like that they tend to be really fucking good games, like really good games. And Celeste and things like that. You just they just don't. I haven't heard any of these, and this is probably the fault of like not being pushed on the stores, and obviously they probably don't have the budget for good marketing and all that. But I just think when you hear like PlayStation loves indies or Xbox love ID and all this kind of stuff, it's like, well, where are these games? Like,
if I've heard correctly,
or maybe they're all Steam based.
Before your eyes, you play on your computer, and if I've heard correctly, it moves forward by you blinking.
Oh my god! Oh, so it's an accessibility game.
It works off your your eyes, if I've heard correctly.
Right.
I think I remember Alana Pierce talking about it, and she was like fucking blown away by it.
That's fucking cool.
That's nice.
However, and I don't know enough about all of these. I would have to pick Life is Strange as the only one I've played, but I also do think, given how it deals with certain topics, including dementia, and looking at what it's like from someone's perspective with dementia, and also
that was cool.
Amazing, and also looking at the foster care system, which is something that it explores really well, and it's actually a very serious topic, and not a lot of things talk about it. I think that of all these, like, they could all, now I don't know enough about the rest, and they all look very artistic, but I think Life is Strange is the one that's going to kind of open people's eyes more to issues that are happening around them. So I think critics will pick it.
Yeah, I was going to say that one too.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to explore these a bit, and I probably won't get a chance to play them, but I would like to know more about them.
Boyfriend Dungeon kind of sounds like
what you thought Doki Doki was going to be.
Well, no, I was going to say that, yes, someone's going to go and they go, oh, Boyfriend Dungeon, and then it's going to be more like Doki Doki, and you're like, oh, this is not what I wanted.
It could be. Who knows?
That No Longer Home art style looks like Goose Game, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It does, actually, yeah.
You're right, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
They all look cool.
Best ongoing games. You let me know if you just want to skip on.
Well, the only thing I want to say on this one is, I personally think it's going to be Final Fantasy 14 online. I haven't played any of them, but just I know that
I also think that.
I think that's going to win because of the Endwalker expansion. Huge buzz around that. But I am shocked that Sea of Thieves isn't here.
Yeah, actually.
So that's all. That's really all I have to say on this category.
Yeah. So just for the people who are not seeing this and are listening, the best ongoing for awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that involves the player experience over time, we have Apex Legends, Final Fantasy 14 Online, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and Call of Duty Warzone. Which I actually did not realize Genshin Impact was an online game that's ongoing.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and it's like, it's pretty cool, actually.
Okay. I think it's between that and Final Fantasy 14, but I think Final Fantasy 14 is going to take it this year.
Huh. I would have kind of still thought Fortnite because it's still going.
I think Fortnite's had a weak year this year.
People are getting sick of Fortnite.
I think they're coming down
only now.
I know, yeah. I was sick of it when it first came out, but
yeah.
No, I think people are coming. I don't think it's having a very good year this year.
Okay, so I heard Call of Duty. No, never mind.
Well, the only thing
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, Sea of Thieves does deserve a spot here.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like that huge expansion with the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff looked amazing. Cool, so I'm really shocked it's not here.
I haven't gotten into the latest season now. It's been updated again, but I've noticed that the updates in terms of fixing screen tear issues and stuff on the series consoles has been resolved. So I'm looking forward to jumping back in.
Let us know what you think, guys. You see Thieves be there.
Best indie for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside traditional publisher system. We've got 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero.
I can already say this actually comes down to 3 games. 2 of them, get out of here.
Okay.
Right?
There
is ridiculous, absolute game of the year buzz.
Death's Door.
Around Death's Door.
Yeah.
And Inscription. But for general players, I think more of them have played Kena. Right. So the 3 of them, I think, are in the discussion.
12 minutes. Can get the fuck out of here.
It's boring as shit.
It's crap.
I tried playing it. I gave up so quick, man. That game is fucking boring.
Yeah,
I'm
That's a
sorry.
pity. That's
not
really
fun.
a pity considering the actors they got for it.
The voice sounds great,
Well,
but
that's-
it's such
that
a
to me
boring,
is
simple
the-
concept, though.
It's like, firstly, they don't add anything to the game.
Okay.
They could have gotten anyone to voice them.
Yeah, they could have.
The fact that they have them just, to me, is like almost let's mask the issues with the game.
We see. I thought because they had them that it was going to be a more dramatic narrative experience, which is why I tried putting it on at all. Oh man, it plays. It's crap.
Yeah.
It's actually crap. And Loop Hero, I've heard nothing about, but the other three, I've played Kana, and
I've heard Inscription.
praise
I think
for the other
Inscription's
two.
going to get this because I've heard
Yeah.
some fucking crazy shit about that.
Yeah. I think Inscription is going to win it, but I would pick Kana. Obviously, I loved it.
I would pick Kana, and I would think Kana would get it as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to see more of Death Door and Inscription, but from what I've heard, I think Inscription's going to win this.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Best mobile game? Hell yeah. We know we love our mobiles.
The nominees here are Fantasian, Genshin Impact, League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. I've played none of them. I know very little about any of them. All I can say here is I hope Fantasian gets it because I really liked the concept behind the way they
The
are
artwork
making
is so
maps
good.
for that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope it gets it just based on it being a bit of a standout from the other ones and doing something a little different.
Yeah.
Although given that Genshin Impact is up for, ongoing,
Yeah.
it'll probably win.
Maybe. I actually think Fantasian has a good... I think that'll win.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Man.
Best community support. I got nothing on this one. I got nothing.
no
Fucking
Eric, you got
Destiny.
anything?
No.
No, it'll probably... maybe Final Fantasy Online again?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Or No Man's Sky, actually.
I think No Man's Sky won
No Man's-
last year.
Yeah, but that's because it got a good turnaround last year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had that Mass Effect update this year.
There's a category that comes up later that's hilarious. But anyway,
Okay.
We'll keep going through it because these are things
let's
that...
keep going.
Innovation
This
and
is the- okay,
accessibility.
yeah. Innovations...
You like
What?
this category, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's an important one anyway. So
Presented by Chevrolet.
Yeah.
All right.
Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank, and The Veil. I actually haven't seen anything on The Veil, have you?
No, but I like
No.
the cover of it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I think this will go to Forza.
I also think this will go to Forza. I can't say what I would
will
pick.
Trust your opinion and say it will go to Forza.
Well, it's got like Howland was telling us, wasn't it, on our
Yeah.
Xbox episode?
Yeah.
How it's got these sliders basically for you to be like, all like the most noob of drivers, who just pretty much just has to press go and it will steer for you and things like that.
Okay.
To like all the way up to like an expert, so that if you want to be changing your own gears and all this kind of stuff. So it's got like all these. It's the most, it's a kind of a sim racer, but it's really accessible to people who are just. I really enjoyed the game. As someone who's not into racing games, it's good.
Even, which I know maybe isn't accessibility, but I think it kind of comes under it in terms of when it talks about, being enjoyed by an even wider audience. The fact that during races, they implemented like a social media platform in terms of conversing with the other drivers and stuff, and then setting up your own separate games and making mini games within the game. And it's really arcadey to play as well. It's just, there's more of an entry level for a racing game, I think, for other kind of non-racing game players.
Like in terms, there's accessibility in that sense. Is like, have you ever played a game before? Out of all the games, if I was to like, if there was an older person who was just like wanting to sit down and play something, that's the game you throw on, because there's just too much to learn with the other ones. Whereas racing is just hold the trigger and steer.
Yeah, and enjoy the environment around you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm going to give it to that one.
So thank you, Chevrolet, for presenting that to us.
And now for our sponsor.
Best AR or VR game for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of the platform. Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die 2, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR.
Well,
Is there even a competition here, lads?
Maybe. Actually. Maybe.
Really?
Because you haven't played any of them, Chris, so you don't know.
No, but based on what you hear,
Like, you know,
people said Resident Evil 4
should-
was out fucking standing
yeah,
in
it should-
VR.
I think it should win. Definitely.
I think it's going to win.
Yeah.
I really think it's going to win out of all these. I didn't even hear buzz of the others. I knew when they came. I heard it when they came out, but
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 has blown people away in VR.
Yeah, I think it's going to win.
It's going to win. Fucking hands down.
I've seen a review on it. Yeah, the detail for it and just how much the
I love seeing
gameplay kind of
people
changes,
just,
but
like,
keeping it like
You know, they're like shooting and then they like throw their gun up and they like catch it and reload. And it's like, it's the John
Yeah, yeah.
Wick with zombies. It's,
Well,
That's what
I've
they
heard lots of
compare it
people
to.
say it as well. They're like, "Oh my god, it takes me so much longer to play the game now because I've just fucked around with everything in the environment."
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think VR is like a really great platform for games like that, like older game, like Skyrim and stuff like that. It's games that
re-release it in VR.
you really know, everything about it, but now you get to experience it in a completely different way.
and everyone has to take a shot because Skyrim was mentioned.
What other old game would you love to see being brought to VR?
Metal Gear Solid.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we
That
both
would
said
be-
it. I want to
Twin Snakes.
explore Shadow Moses
Yeah.
in VR. Yeah, and also I actually think that, to be honest, I'm surprised Hideo Kojima hasn't done anything with VR yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seems like something right up his alley.
Death Stranding actually in VR would be terrifyingly, awesomely boring. It'd be great.
I think MGS1 setting is a perfect,
and two,
or
MGS2. MGS2
MGS2 in VR would be
smaller
stunning.
corridors, and there's so much like sniper moments to take out like things like that would.
And thematically,
Yeah.
Yeah, thematically.
MGS2 in VR
Well,
is
maybe they
probably
should
the
bring out
perfect
Metal Gear
VR game.
Solid VR missions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like, and maybe some of them are in those maps, but it's just like a VR scenario of those maps.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'd love that.
So
Yeah.
good. Another game.
So good.
Do it.
They should bring an X-Men game where you're in the danger room.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
how that would work, but
Mutant Academy.
yeah.
You gotta
fighting game.
box the part. Yeah, sure. All right.
Best
all right.
action game. So for
Can I say something here? Hold on. Can I say something here?
You can?
Because now there's a few of these categories, right? And I'm
Right.
cool with these categories.
Yeah.
But I just wonder how they pick some categories and not others. Because on No Year, is there a category for best horror game? And horror games are fucking amazing. And they deserve their own category.
Probably
Because
there's
they do
not
something
enough-
other games don't do.
There's probably not enough though in to make up a whole category.
I think there would be.
every year, and generally a lot of those horror
Yeah.
games kind of end up in other categories.
But
don't they?
like, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, even here, right? So Back for Blood, it could be a horror game. Returnal could be counted as a horror game. You know what I mean? There's some of them
yeah.
bleed into other categories. It's like are all the is Back for Blood specifically an action game?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
it's
so.
more of a multiplayer game.
It's not horror,
It's got action elements.
really.
It was just a loose. I'm just saying. I don't think it's fair that there's no horror genre. That's
I
all.
think that would be the reason though, is that there really isn't any like. I think when you think of horror in
Is
gaming,
there
you're talking
is there
like
a fantasy
proper
genre?
horror.
Oh, best fantasy game. There's best RPG
an adventure, I think, isn't there?
and there's best action adventure.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So this is for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. Back for
Bum,
Blood,
bum.
Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6.
Hey!
Returnal. It's going to be Deathloop, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
probably.
either gonna. This one's either gonna be Deathloop or Returnal. I can't say what I would pick, but it's got to be one of the two of them. Do you know what? I'm gonna go out and say the critics are gonna choose Returnal for this one.
Wow.
It's a faster paced action game.
What do you think,
But
Eric?
you don't know how
From what
fast
I've seen.
Deathloop is.
No, from what I've seen though, Returnal is Resogun in third person.
Yeah.
Like in like, it's
Yeah.
Resogun.
Yeah.
Resogun is fucking nuts. Deathloop is more like Dishonored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think, Eric? What do you think they're going to go for?
Back for Blood.
Why?
Just for shits and giggles? Throw the wrench into the works? No, I'd probably go for Deathloop. Or Far Cry. No, Deathloop.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Deathloop.
All right. I'm going to stand firmly on Returnal. I'm standing firmly on Returnal.
Best action/adventure. So it's for the best action/adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Oh, it's gotta
Guardians of
be
the Galaxy,
between.
Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, or Resident Evil Village.
Unfortunately, I think with those games announced, Resident Evil Village is probably down at the bottom of that list.
For
Possibly.
action adventure, probably.
For action adventure, yeah, because of the way they describe it. How traversally, how much does Guardians of the Galaxy fit? This is a tough one.
Do you just want to hear from me first?
Go on.
Yeah.
Hit us with it.
I think this category is between Ratchet and Clank and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. What do you think, Adam? You've played.
I think it's going to be Metroid Dread.
I've played
Psychonauts 2.
Oh, fuck. Now, Eric, what do you think?
I haven't even seen Psychonauts 2, so I don't even know.
I think I've actually played the least amount of games that have come out this year, or at least for this.
You've been playing last year's games,
What is
bro.
happening?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Well,
What's wrong?
Yeah, I suppose.
You've become me. You're a rookie.
Yeah, I know. This is shit.
I don't like it.
All right, I'm gonna choose between Resident Evil Village and Deathloop.
Deathloop isn't here, man.
It should be though.
It's mad actually. It's the only one not here.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give a final say for me, right? I think the people are gonna choose Guardians of the Galaxy for this category.
Right.
But I think the critics are gonna choose Ratchet and Clank for this category.
Yeah, but that doesn't help me because Adams chose fucking Metroid Dread.
Yeah, I think the critics might choose Metroid Dread.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think critics will choose. I don't think Psychonauts 2 has enough action in it, so I don't think they're going to choose that. I was kind of leaning towards Guardians of the Galaxy because of when it first came up, because of the fact that you have to use, and it plays into how the story plays, using your teammates to solve not just fighting scenarios, but also fighting traversal scenarios, or like solving sooner. Like there's a moment, wasn't there a moment, it's probably at the start of the game, where you're fighting those big blue bubbly thingies, and there's a bit where you choose how to get across a gap, and one of the choices is here. I was about to say Grog, that's not his name. What the hell's it called? Drax throw rocket across, and he does, and he throws him, and that kind of. So I'm actually going to go for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think it has a strong chance.
Okay.
It's more in the action adventure genre than it looked like.
Best role playing for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise.
Why are you shocked at
So whatever about the music category.
Okay.
Best role-playing game. That's the actual game experience.
Yeah.
The game wasn't finished. How can it be up for this vote?
Has it not been updated since?
Has been updated since, yeah. And then
I don't know.
It is the game again. It's not on the technical aspect. It's on the role playing aspect.
Okay, so
it's on about
how does it fare as a role playing game?
You take on a role.
No, come
you play
on.
the
Beyond
game.
that, is it a contender for best role playing?
For the best game designed with rich player character customization progression, you can't that game lets you be a man with a woman's body, for crying out loud. That has actually deep customization for the character to be the character you want to be in craft. And again, your sexuality is up for exploration in that game. Your the types of cars you drive, the type of clothes you wear. Like there is great customization. That there's no fucking multiplayer, so I don't know why the hell that's even a thing. But there's But when it comes to customization and taking on the role of V, this like even the fact that now it like the fact that you start off either you're a street thug or you're an outsider or you're a corporate agent, that plays into some of the options of what you can say as you play the game, and then it also plays into how the game starts for you and how you meet your friend Jackie. It's Jackie, isn't it? I can't remember. It's been a while since I played it. I think it's Jackie. Yeah, it's Jackie.
Do you think it has a stronger chance than people would realize? Do you think people are underestimating its actual chances here?
I think it does have a strong chance if people kind of were to look past.
Well, remember now, this is going to come down to the critics. It's not really going to come down to the public.
No, but again, with the critics, if they looked past the technical issues, because critics are people too, they can be distracted by that, and then also the fact that they remembered the game because again, it came out last year. That's why I think it probably won't win because it came out last year, and most games that kind of come out the year previous that are put into this year's category or don't really have that high of chance of winning.
Adam, any thoughts yourself?
I think it could be Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay.
That or Tales of Arise, but I just feel like with the massively multiplayer experience side of things, I think it's going to be Monster Hunter.
I think it's going to be Tales of Arise.
I think it's actually probably going to be Scarlet Nexus.
Oh,
you know what? It could be any of these games.
We all agree. We all agree that it's not going to be Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Well, actually,
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
I'm joking. Okay. Let us know, guys, what do you think? And do you think that Cyberpunk?
God, obviously, Shin Megami.
Do you think that Cyberpunk it deserves to be here? Let us know. To be fair, I think you made a good argument there. Okay, best fighting. You see what I mean now, right? Okay.
Tekken is there. Wait, that's not Tekken.
That's not Tekken.
You're
You're picking what you can out of best fighting,
Street
right?
Fighter, isn't it?
And some of them are actually quite small games. I really think horror could have its own category when you see best fighting game. I really do. But anyway, let's go.
Do we want to go through this or we'll skip ahead?
Melty Blood Type Lumina.
Yeah, I never even heard of that. All I want to say here of these games, I don't even want to list them out really. I think Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has a good chance of winning it.
Looks dope.
Probably. I mean,
it surprised a lot of people.
The minute I saw Toph was in it and like the characters from Avatar, I was like, yeah, what? I actually want to play that game.
Yeah. Best family game.
Best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. Man.
We have gamed so much this year.
I'm surprised It Takes Two. I mean, is that appropriate for family?
In the way it's told, yes. And I suppose some people could look at, well, you know what? The subject matter that's in it. Like, kids should be aware of this stuff. This stuff shouldn't be like a secret, if
what's that about?
Oh, It Takes Two is about two parents who want a divorce. And their child, their daughter doesn't want them to split up and kind of makes a wish that they could stay together. And they get turned into these little mini figures and they have to like try and get back to their real bodies. But on the adventure of having to work together, it's supposed to be like they're sorting out through their problems that they're not talking about. It could be, and it's very childish. Like, that sounds serious. It's actually told. There's a fucking book of love. It's the most annoying character in the world.
Okay,
it is quite childish in how it's told.
So what do we think here?
Don't worry, kids. Does you want to solve your problems? Wish them away.
Yeah. It's a good game, but I think of what I've seen here and what I know about these games, I think it'll be Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
More like It Takes Two is only 2-player. I'm just thinking about something that the whole family can get in on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the Superstars Party thing.
Superstars Party thing.
I think the thing with the yoke.
Yeah, I don't know.
The new Mario 3D Getter thing. Yeah, that.
Like when it says that the family can play, but then again, is it like, okay, it's family friendly in terms of like you can just throw it on and let your kid enjoy it and you'll be all right? And if that's the
Mhm.
case, then I think it's going to be the new Pokemon Snap.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Hard to know.
Yeah.
Hard to know.
Yeah. I don't
Basically,
know.
Nintendo did well here.
Nintendo did really well here, but they usually do well in
They
this
do,
category.
Yeah, they're very good.
We're on to best sim strategy. Do we want to? Ooh, yeah, okay. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2, World Domination, Humankind, Inscription, or Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Given the buzz that's been around Inscription, I think it's got to be that.
Yeah, probably. But like, I mean, yeah, Humankind's supposed to be pretty good. I would love
It
Age
is.
of Empires to win.
I know,
it
just
looks
because
great.
Age of Empires is such a,
Do you
it's
know
like,
who makes
love that series.
Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Asobo.
Didn't they make
Didn't they make? Hold on.
They
Is
did.
that who made Astro's Playroom?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't think it's Astro's Playroom.
Is it?
Who are you
I'm
thinking
sure-
of?
I'm thinking of, is it not the crowd who made a Plague Tale? No?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Let's have a looky.
Plague Tale or a small French studio. Like that was an indie game.
What an indie game.
Plague Tale was in the indie category when it came out.
Oh my god, I
Holy
thought
shit.
that's coming out next year, isn't it? Requiem.
Requiem coming out next
Supposed
year.
to be, yeah.
Next year's gonna be fucking nuts.
Sobo Studios. Plague Tale Innocence.
Did they?
Yep. You sure
Wow.
you can see it? You can see the similarities between the planes
Yeah.
and the
Best sim is actually best similarities. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
yeah.
Let us know what you think,
I'm
guys, if
really
you play these
interested
games.
to check out that Inscription, but I feel like it's probably PC only, so I'm a bit
Could be.
stumped there.
Could be.
Okay,
All right.
how are we doing? Best sports racing. Forza 5. I'm not even gonna read the rest out. Just Forza 5. That's
There's a
Yeah.
fucking Hot Wheels. Oh,
Yeah. So F1 2021 is here. FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. I've heard amazing things about Hot Wheels Unleashed.
really
But I'd be surprised if it's not Forza. I've even heard people who have played these games and they list through the games and they go, I think Forza is going to win, but I really want Hot Wheels to win. Like they loved it.
cool.
I
it's
would
supposed to be great.
actually. Do you know what
I
would
like
make
that
me
it goes.
buy a Hot Wheels game? Right.
What's that?
They probably will never do
Just
it.
if fuel's in it?
Yeah. If they had
What do you mean if
fuel,
they never do it? Probably is, isn't it?
nah, but if they did the trailer with fuel, I'd be like, oh yeah. It'd be like that moment with Mortal Kombat 11 when they put the Mortal Kombat music in. You were like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the premium edition of this because it's gonna be awesome. And then it's
You fucking idiots.
Okay.
You should have played May It Be over Deathloop and Eric would have bought it day one.
That's it. Forza Horizon 5. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
For best sports and racing, yeah. I agree.
Best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. Back for Blood is back. Knockout City, It Takes Two, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim.
the hell's New World.
Now in this one,
This is weird. I'm surprised
think-
not to see like a Call of Duty here or something.
yeah, well, they're shit though. They're really bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
They're-
people are
it
giving
wasn't-
it stink about them.
Okay.
Wasn't Vanguard also broken?
Was it?
People are giving it stink about
No, I didn't
Vanguard
bother
and
picking it up
Battlefield.
after.
There wasn't more rad to be had after all,
Turns
motherfuckers.
out.
I think It Takes Two deserves to win here,
Let's give it to It Takes Two.
and I think it will win. That's what I say.
Good job.
For having the
Days
couch
Light.
co-op built into the game from every ounce of it. You know
I
what I mean?
assume you can.
You can only play it multiplayer.
Yeah, and you can play it online.
You can,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but it is designed to be a couch co-op game.
Good job.
Cool.
Content creator. I don't know any of these people.
It's fucking bullshit. We're not here.
Where are
Robbed.
we?
Robbed. I don't know any of these people, but I know me.
Dream,
I know. I've heard of Dream. I know a lot of people who
Seriously?
like Dream.
Okay.
Gals, Iba, and Greg.
Greg.
I like-
What the fuck do you say that, man?
Greg.
All I can
I
say
know.
is I think Dream is going to win.
Okay.
Because you heard of
Oh,
it.
you know what? Yeah, you know what? I
Oh,
like Dream
look.
because Dream has a drawing for himself.
I've
And he
got
doesn't have
that
any
headset.
picture.
Hey,
Okay, never mind.
Hey,
Fuslie
Fuslie,
wins.
We're
got-
like
yeah,
the same people.
Fuslie, we're voting for you. We got the
Yeah,
HyperX.
you got the HyperX.
Yeah, you
That's
got the
good.
HyperX.
Best debut indie for the best debut
Ah,
game created
ah.
by a new independent studio. The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim.
Gotta go to Valheim.
Sable looks
This
cool.
this is the toughest category. I actually think the
Yeah.
critics are going to have the hardest time picking in this category.
Isn't
I
the
am
Forgotten
dying to
City
play the.
based-
I am dying to play the Forgotten City. Everyone is saying. I've heard people say it's their favorite game this year.
Is that not based off of? Maybe I'm mixing up with something else, but I'm sorry to bring it up again. But is that not based off of a
Skyrim.
fan mod for Skyrim?
Yeah, I thought you were joking. I have no idea. It could be. I have no idea. But I've heard amazing things about it. I don't think Valheim is going to win here, but I think Sable, Kena, The Forgotten City, and The Artful Escape could all have people rooting for them.
I really want to play all of these games.
You
'Cause
should.
Sable looks cool.
Oh my
Valheim
god!
reminds me of
The Forgotten City is a mystery adventure role playing game developed
Yep.
by this studio here, who's Australian. It is a full video game adaptation of the critically acclaimed The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim mod of the same name.
That's gas.
Oh, awesome.
I fucking do it.
But
Well, then
yeah,
it wins.
That's it. It's taken.
It wins. Forgotten
I
City.
mean, it's that particular mod, has won awards itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No.
Wow.
I could. But can you call it a debut? I suppose you could. Yeah.
I honestly, I think this is going to happen. I think Kena is going to win
Really.
into this category, but the Forgotten City is going to come really close. But I think ultimately it's between the two of them.
So Artful Escape doesn't stand a chance.
I didn't say that, but I just think ultimately it's going to come down to the two of them. I think people.
Have you heard
enough of-
great things about? I know you have cleared Kena, but in terms of just
Oh yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
you've heard good stuff.
Kena
Oh,
was yeah. Kena was really liked
Okay.
yeah, really. Yeah,
across the board.
yeah.
And especially as a debut, I think everyone kind of said it's really good, and I really want to see what they do next.
Cool.
So in this category, it has a strong chance, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it is in there, so yeah. Very nice.
Now this,
Most
And
anticipated
do you know what?
game. I like it.
the rest of it is esports and stuff. So this is going to be our last
We're
category.
ending here.
But this is fucking hilarious.
Right. Okay.
Do you know why this is hilarious?
Why?
Because
They're
all of these games
are
bar
supposed to come out
one,
this year.
well, no, all of these games bar one were in this category last year.
All right.
So they've all already been voted for. So it's like it's a bit oh man, like it's just
Yeah,
silly.
gas.
Like
Okay.
that the games that everyone was looking forward to come out last year
Yeah.
didn't come out this year.
No, it's coming out. So, most
I do-
anticipated
if-
game, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. We've got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's fucking ridiculous.
And
That's
Starfield.
ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, my prediction when we did this last time was I predicted Elden Ring was going to win,
Right.
and it did win.
And it did. You're
And
right.
it did.
That won last year. And
I
we
can't remember
predicted
that.
God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
now
am-
I suppose for this one, right?
Right.
I'd like to ask what do you think will win? What's your anticipated game? And then just is there anything that's missing here that personally you're really anticipating next year? Eric, what do you
I-
think's going to win this time?
I will probably stick with my vote on Elden Ring, as they did have that gameplay demo sort of thing where everyone was playing and messing around, and they were saying that the game worked really well, the multiplayer worked really well. There a lot of praise for Elden Ring, and I think me and Chris we talked about it too. We had praise for it as well. So I think
Did you just like the look at that?
I thought for a From Software game, it looked amazing. I only
Wow.
wish the gameplay was something I'd be into, but otherwise, I think
by that
And
wow.
I was being honest, but I think the world looks stunning. Yeah,
Adam, you obviously didn't seem that impressed.
I am envious of the people that can look at these type of games and feel anything for them.
Wow.
I was just nothing the entire time. I didn't think it looked good. I didn't think the artwork was good. I didn't think the graphics were good. I didn't think the gameplay was good. I felt nothing for that game.
Wow.
For that
Wow. Okay.
demonstration. Yeah.
I thought the designs even alone were stunning.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I feel like I've seen it before, from them.
Sure.
I feel like I've seen it before.
You're a harsh motherfucker. Okay, so Eric, you think Elden Ring?
I think it's gonna.
You think Elden Ring's gonna win?
Yeah.
What are you personally anticipating on this list?
Oh, I mean, like a couple of weeks ago, I watched that God of War trailer again. Oh, God of War Ragnarok all the way. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good.
And is there anything else that's not here that is also just like I can't wait for it?
Well, yes, there is one. The console version of Infinity Blade. When am I going to get that?
Make it. Okay, how about you, Adam? What's going to win?
It's kind of tough. Like, based on how crazy everyone is, I guess, maybe Elden Ring. But I think Breath of the Wild 2. Because, like, I mean, the chit-chat around that is just fucking wild. People are really like the fact that it doesn't even have a bloody title and people are still excited about the thing.
The fact that it's here,
yeah, and from what we've seen as well, there's nothing shown, but like it was like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever.
Sure.
For me, it's God of War Ragnarok. And I think maybe they might actually pick God of War Ragnarok.
I think Elden Ring is going to win for the second year in a row. And I think most of that is down to the timing. It's just perfect for them. Not only did that showcase go down really well, and lots of people have played it and really, really enjoyed it. Like they're crazy about it. They already have their pre-order in. It's coming out in January. So people are like buzzing to get this. Like it's around the corner for them. So they're really hyped for it. The rest of them, they're like, I don't have a release date for God of War. I don't have a release date for Starfield. Well, I do, but I don't know if I trust it. I don't have a release date for Zelda, and Horizon is probably the least anticipated of this particular list, even though it's highly anticipated.
Yeah.
So I think Elden Ring is going to win. For me personally, it's God of War. Nothing to do with the trailer, to be honest. I wasn't blown away by the trailer, but I just loved the first one and want to see more of it. So, like Starfield is one I'm very interested in, but I haven't seen enough of it to be like really like all in on it. Whereas God of War, it's like I kind of know what I'm getting because I feel like it's going to be quite similar to the first one.
Yeah.
And another one for me, I'm not surprised it's not here, but I'm highly anticipating Gotham Knights. I'm really excited for it. I think, and I hope it's good. But I'm biased when it comes to Batman shit.
And I'm anticipating Replaced.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
That's right. But guys, those are our thoughts on the Game Awards, and there's still plenty of time for people to vote. So make sure you get out and vote, have your say on what you think should win in each category, and let us know yourself in each category what you'd pick. What's your game of the year? What's your most anticipated game? Or what do you think is going to win? Let us know. So if you watch this on YouTube, please jump down in the comments. Let us know. And if you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click the notification bell for future content. Whereas if this is on audio platforms, then you can touch base with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to share your take on what's going to win Game of the Year this year, what's your most anticipated game, and, what's going to win in each category. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. We'll be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.